Yo, friends! Welcome back to my channel, and thank you for tuning in. I am NiceToReevU. Today we have a Marvel Legends review for you. That's right, we have the 90s Rogue from the 90s X-Men, and I am so happy. Thank you so much, CJ. This completes my X-Men. It's just complete. Now, without further ado, let's review. Alright, first things first, we're going to be taking a look at that packaging, something that we always do at the beginning of these reviews. We have that box window giving us a preview of the figure and the accessories inside, very cool stuff. We have that beautiful blister card packaging giving us that 90s vibe, really digging that. In the top left corner we have the heads of Rogue, Gambit, Wolverine, and Storm, have all of them, pretty awesome stuff. We do have the Uncanny X-Men logo as well as the warning and the age indication that these guys were aiming for. On the left side, we have that sweet artwork of Rogue, really digging that. That is really cool too. We have the power absorption, basically all of the powers that she has, but that's all it says, more powers, I'm sure. Marvel's Rogue, as you can see, her name on the bottom left there, and on the bottom right, we do have the Hasbro logo. Can't forget that Hasbro logo. Turning this bad boy around, as you can see, we have basically everything you need to see. The product shot of Rogue, the Uncanny X-Men logo, as well as that little Marvel logo. The artwork of Rogue's head, and the little read-up if you want to go ahead and pause it. And that is basically it in terms of the packaging, so let's go ahead and bust this bad boy open and review this piece. Boom! Here is Rogue, right out of her packaging, and this is my favorite female X-Men figure by far. But that's not to say that she doesn't have her flaws. It is an upgrade to the Rogue that was released with the Juggernaut wave, I do believe. I could be wrong on that one, don't quote me on that. But yeah, it is a step up from that one in terms of the head sculpt. Beautiful head sculpt. It's just a bit heavy for her to balance on her skinny little ankles. Alright, all of the articulation points from head to toe. She has 18 points, but it could have been 20, which makes me sad. When it comes to Rogue's articulation in her head, there's not too much here, as there's too much limitations, too much restrictions here. The sculpting of her head just doesn't allow her to move from right to left as we want her to. Taking a look at her head from the side, as you can see, she can't really look up or look down too much either, which is quite unfortunate. I kind of wish she looked down. Now, if you're curious, this is what her head rests on. It's just a plain ball peg, nothing really too much going on here, just that plain ball joint. I do wish there was a hinge here at least, a hinge joint with that ball joint, but it's just typical. Alright, taking a look at her arm, as you can see, her arm raises up about this high. As well as being able to do that 360 spin with her hinge joints, which is pretty good. A little bit of hindering because of her hair. She does have that single jointed elbow, which is quite typical. Typical Hasbro. And then that hinge joint in the wrist, hinging down about this far, as well as being able to hinge up about that high. So pretty easy movement here. Taking a look at her body, it's quite sad. There's only one point of articulation here, but that's to be expected. I mean, typical Hasbro don't really take the time to upgrade their female figures, which is, it just kind of boggles my mind a little bit. She is only able to crunch forward about this much because of her busty breasts, and be able to crunch back about that far, so pretty good movement. In terms of the legs, as you can see, she can do the splits about that far apart. Rogue can kick forward about this far apart, which is really high. And also being able to kick back about this much, which isn't too much. And when it comes to the thighs, we do have those slits on the upper thighs, giving us that swivel action. Movement is quite crispy, but she just came right out of the box, and that's really good. You don't really want a Marvel Legend with too loose of joints, right? Taking a look at these knees, as you can see, we got that pretty good bend. Don't really have to try way too hard, but you don't really have to, it's not too loose either. Thing that kind of bothers me about these legs is that these parts of her upper boots ain't really sculpted to her legs. It's kind of just like a loose, yeah, it's just, it's really bothersome, and it could really bother you when you're taking your pictures or certain poses, so be careful. Taking a look at those hinge joints in the ankles, she can hinge forward about that much and being able to hinge back about this much. So that's pretty good. You got some movement here. And last but not least, let's not forget that ankle pivot action, being able to pivot left and right equally. Really good movement. Very good movement. Now, Rogue only comes with 2 accessories, as you can see, a bare right hand and a left hand holding the glove to the right hand, which is pretty good, but these hands are very large. Okay, you guys, we finally did it. We made it to the end of the video. I want to thank you all for tuning in and staying to the end of the video. And if you guys like this video, want to see more Marvel Legends, please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment if you guys will. You already know the drill. I am out of here. Peace out.